Good evening,
Shivani sir,
Manandam.
good evening, sir.
Welcome to the Career Talk series. We are in the 54 session now. Today we are going to see the topic of opportunities in physics by the resource person Dr. M. Balakrishnan, Associate Professor, PG and Research Department of Physics and Government of Arts College, Tiruvannamalai. So I would like to invite today's resource person and all the participants on behalf of Tamil Nadu Career Counseling Association, founder, president, founding member, all the life member and everybody. Once again, I would like to welcome today's resource person. With this intro, I want to give the intro about resource person. Dr. Balakrishnan, he is right now holding the position of associate professor. He is working in the research department of physics, Government Arts College. He done MSc, B.Ed, M.Tech, MPhil and PhD. He is specialized in spectroscopy and material science. He's got 22 years of teaching experience and 20 years in PG and 22 years in UG, and in research area he's got 10 years experience, and he guided for the 2 PhD scholars. With a kind note, I would like to invite Dr. Balakrishnan sir to take over the session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for your kind invitation. So good evening all. First of all, I welcome all the participants for this session titled Opportunities in Physics. I would like to thank the Tamil Nadu Career Counseling Association, Madurai, for giving me this opportunity. Especially, I thank Mrs. Kumuda J, member of this association, for introducing me to this association and arranging this talk on opportunity in physics. I also thank Mr. Sankar from Tamil Nadu Career Counseling Association for making all necessary arrangements and conducting this program a successful one. So in this session, I am going to briefly explain the various opportunities available for physics graduates in higher education and jobs in different fields. Sir, can you go to the PowerPoint slide, sir? Hello. Hello.
Few seconds, sir.
Sir, இப்போ PowerPoint slide நீங்க போட்டீங்கன்னா நான் பேச ஆரம்பிச்சிருவேன்.
Yes, the share பண்றாங்க sir. Yes, sir.
Salim sir, mute இருக்கீங்க sir, please.
Sir, start பண்ணுவா sir?
You can start now, sir. Yes, sir.
So, good evening all of you. First of all, I welcome all the participants for this session titled Opportunities in Physics. I would like to thank the Tamil Nadu Career Counseling Association, Madurai, for giving me this opportunity. Especially, I thank Mrs. J. Kumuda, member of this association, for introducing me to this association and arranging this talk on opportunity in physics. I also thank Mr. Sankar from Tamil Nadu Career Counseling Association for making all necessary arrangements and conduct this program right now. Okay, so in this session, I am going to briefly explain the various opportunities available for physics graduates, especially in higher education and jobs in different fields. So now the outline of this presentation is, first let's have a small introduction on physics. What is physics? So physics is a study which tries to understand the behavior of nature and the objects in the universe. So it's a knowledge about the nature varying from a very large object to very small objects. Then after having a small introduction to physics, I'll go to the main topic about the opportunities for the physics graduates in higher education institutes as well as research institutes. Then a brief explanation about the job opportunities available in various industries and fields. Now let's have a small introduction to physics. So what is physics?
Got a question, sir. Could you please increase your volume, sir?
Sir?
Yes, sir. Could you please increase your volume, sir? This volume is very low.
Is it okay, sir? Now?
Now it's okay, sir.
Yes, okay, sir.
Kshitij ma'am,
Physics.
can you hear this?
Is it audible, sir, now?
Now it's okay, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir.
Yeah.
So physics is a natural science that studies matter and its motion, related energy and force, its behavior through space and time. So the main goal of physics is to understand the universe and how the objects in the universe behave. So in a nutshell, we can say that physics is a knowledge about nature and the laws governing the objects and their motion, movement, etc. in nature. So the universe is a very large object and it extends over a size of 10 power plus 18 meter. And in the universe, there are millions and millions of galaxies. And in a galaxy, there are millions of stars and solar systems like us. So in a solar system, there are so many planets. So the size reduces from universe to galaxy, from galaxy to solar system, from solar system to planets, and smaller objects like human beings and other living objects in the planets. Then it reduces to atoms, subatomic particles, and smaller entities of subatomic particles like neutrons, protons, and those subatomic particles are also made up of smaller objects compared to them like quarks and gluons. So when we try to understand the size of the universe, it is a very, very, very large, 10 power plus 18 meter. And the smallest object so far we have understand in the universe is less than 10 power minus 18 meter. So all these objects in the universe are in constant motion. They move with various speed, momentum, energy, etc. They behave in a different way in different nature. So to understand the universe and the object present in the universe, a knowledge about their motion and their force, how the forces are acting on the objects, what are the laws governing the forces. So naturally, we divide the forces available in nature into 4 types: gravitational force, electromagnetic force, strong nuclear force, weak nuclear force, etc. Only 4 types we subdivide. So the planets and the solar system move due to the gravitational force. And the electromagnetic force or electromagnetic energy from the sun makes a life form in the earth and other planets. And the strong nuclear force and weak nuclear force act between the nuclear particles, which make the nucleus, and the nuclei make the atoms and other matter. So now understanding this phenomena of nature, encompasses different types of forces, and the laws are also different for governing different type of forces. So this is the origin of physics. So now, when we try to understand the nature and study the physics, it is applied in various fields. So physics is very fundamental to understand the chemical behavior or chemical properties of matter, biological objects, construction of computer hardware parts, as well as making softwares, studying the mechanical properties of matter, electrical properties of matter, electronic components. So all these subjects involve or use fundamental laws of physics. So therefore, when we study physics, we can understand, or we can go to the different type of fields like mechanical engineering, electrical engineering, electronics engineering, photonics, even maybe become the chemical engineers, etc. So we have different job opportunities in different fields after studying physics. So first let's discuss what is called a physics and how we become a physicist. Suppose a student is aspiring to study physics. So after completing +2, he joins in a course BSc Physics in a college. Or in
Sorry
a
to interrupt you. Shankar sir, you can move the slide, sir.
Yes, sir. Sir, you change the slide, sir.
Shankar sir, are you there?
So the slide is
Yes, sir. It is not moved actually. Let me try to. You can go ahead, sir. I will try to change. Shankar sir is not there. I think so. Sir,
Is
you
it
can go
possible?
ahead, sir. You can talk. I will try to. Yes, I will. I will try to change.
okay, sir. Okay, sir.
You can discuss, sir.
Okay, sir. Okay. So how do you become a physicist? So when a student completes +2 examination and he joins a degree, BSc degree in a college or in any other higher education institution, he studies the basic fundamentals of physics. And physics is being taught in IITs, IASE or ISER, BITS, Pilani, like these are all higher education institutions, and different colleges, arts and government arts and science colleges, aided colleges, and there are so many colleges offering physics as a course at degree level. So when
Sir, this is the slide, sir. I can pick this slide now.
no
Next one.
next slide, sir. Next slide. Yes, sir. Only this.
Thanks, sir. Okay. Once you
Okay,
finish,
sir.
you tell me, sir. I will change it. Yeah. You tell me to change, I will change it.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. So once a student enters into a degree college and study BSc Physics course, he basically learns some part of physics. But when the student tries to go for higher education, there are different type of higher education courses. Particularly, after completing BSc Physics, there are MSc Physics offered in different fields like general physics, biophysics, medical physics, geophysics, astrophysics, atmospheric science, etc. But selecting a particular specialization depends upon the interest of the student. He is interested in pursuing only higher education to get a research degree in a specific field. Then suppose a student is interested in nanoscience, then he can choose a field which is related to that particular field. For example, it may be MSc material science, like that. But once a student studies general physics, he has got a lot of opportunities he can become a teacher in a higher secondary school or any high school. Also, he can take any other further research in any field. But if a student takes, for example, if takes biophysics as a MSc course, he cannot get an opportunity to become a teacher in schools. Only he can pursue higher studies, and he can go for PhD programs in that particular field only. So that is why when we take a specialization, the other considerations must be encompassed and considered by the student. There are a lot of restrictions when the particular course, after studying the course, when he comes to the job opportunity, seeking jobs or studying higher education, there will be a restriction when you take a particular specialization. So when a student studies general physics, it is applicable in all the possible higher education institutions as well as job opportunities. So it is better to study general physics at the MSc level. Now, after studying MSc, what are all the possibilities of higher study? So once a student completes MSc course, there is a level test called GATE, Graduate Aptitude Test in Engineering. So every year during October or November, so the government will call for the GATE examination, and the examination will be conducted during December or January, and the result will be displayed or result will be announced during February end or March in each and every year. So if a student writes an examination and appear for that examination, get through the examination of GATE, he is eligible for studying MTech courses in various fields in various institutions. Particularly in Tamil Nadu, Anna University is offering MTech degree course in laser technology, remote sensing, etc. And some higher institutions like IIT Madras, they are offering MTech semiconductor and material science like that. So there are, but when a student enters into the higher education for studying MTech course with GATE score, he will be offered stipend, minimum of 18,000 rupees per month. So he can study the MTech course with proper stipend, as well as he will get an opportunity for getting a job, because when he studies a MTech laser course or remote sensing.
Balakrishnan sir, if possible, you can increase your mic volume, sir, if possible. Your voice little bit low.
Mic volume. So it is full, sir. I have increased
okay,
to.
Sir. Fine, sir. You can go ahead, sir.
So after studying the MTech course with stipend, there is so many opportunities for placements from different institutions or different agencies who are offering a very high position in different fields. So the students are having another chance for doing research with the MTech after the MTech. So after the GATE score, if a student is not willing to join MTech course, suppose he is willing to join research course, PhD degree, it is also possible. Some of the institutions require or use this GATE score for admitting into research degrees like PhD physics in any topic, any field. So those institutes are particularly IITs, NITs, Anna University, etc. Throughout the nation, anywhere this GATE score can be used, and whether he studies MTech course or PhD course through the GATE score, he will get a scholarship of minimum of 18,000 rupees per month. So it is a great opportunity for the students who are getting through the GATE examination. So admissions based on MSc marks and or entrance exam at universities are with the GATE score. And they also offered with a great stipend as well as scholarship. So now, if this is not possible, suppose the student is unable to get the GATE score, then what are the other possibilities for doing research degrees? So there are so many research fields, particularly. So next slide, sir. So change the slide, sir. So the various research fields available in physics are astronomy, astrophysics. They deal with stars and galaxies. Classical physics deal with electricity, magnetism, low temperature physics, especially it is dealing with superconductivity, plasma physics, quantum physics, atomic and solid physics, relativity physics, surface physics, macromolecular biology, accelerator physics, nuclear physics, etc. But in case of nuclear physics, particularly in India, only the research institutions like Indira Gandhi Atomic Research Institute at Kalpakkam, IGCAR Kalpakkam, and in Mumbai, there are institutions like Baba Research Atomic Center, BARC, Baba Atomic and Research Center, which is situated in Mumbai. Only these two institutions offer research in nuclear physics, especially. And they also conduct radiology course after completing MSc degree. So they will conduct an entrance examination. When the student get through the examination, they will get a seat in that particular course. So for other courses like in government arts and science colleges or government universities, researchers are especially going about the different subjects, like particularly in nano field, nanotechnology, the current research field, which is being offered by various universities in Tamil Nadu and all over India, as well as crystal growth, growth and characterization of crystals, different types of crystals for different applications. Then thin film characterization for solar cell applications. And there are so many other application-oriented research fields on topics which are being offered by various institutions. Let us see what are the institutions which are offering different type of research fields in physics. So next slide, sir. So to enter into the research program or getting a PhD selection, first of all, yeah, in all India level, they are conducting UGC CSIR examination. So in CSIR, if a student appears, depending upon the score he gets in that examination, he is given ARF, that is Junior Research Fellowship. When he is interested in PhD degree in any university, there are 15 IITs like IIT Chennai, IIT Mumbai, Kanpur, Kharagpur, and there are 18 NITs, National Institute of Technologies. Like in Tamil Nadu, it is available in Trichy. Once upon it was called as REC, now it is called as National Institute of Technology. And there are more than 40 central universities. In Tamil Nadu, a central universities are present in the Thiruvarur. So in each and every state, mostly, we have either an IIT or NIT or a central university. So there is a possibility to enter in such institutes after completing this JRF. And if a student is unable to get through JRF examination or GATE score, no problem. Some institutions offer PhD degree for those students also who have not scored any GATE examination or JRF. So next slide, sir. So there will be generally 2 sessions for admission, and in some universities they offer 4 sessions per year for the admission of PhD degree. So generally, research institutes conduct a written test and an interview for admitting into research program or PhD degree in physics. Some institutes have a common entrance test called JEST. And UGC as well as CSIR offer fellowships research institutes, and they also offer stipends. So students can make use of this stipend while doing this PhD degree. Next slide, sir. So I would like to show various institutes available throughout India. Here it is Aryabhatta Research Institute of Observational Sciences, Homi Bhabha National Institute in Mumbai, which is associated with the BARC, Baba Atomic Research Center, BARC. Harish Chandra Research Institute, Allahabad. There they conduct theoretical physics and astrophysics. Or Kalpakam. There particularly they conduct research in material science and other fields, and radiology also. Then IIA, Indian Institute of Astrophysics, Bangalore, IISc Bangalore. In IISc Bangalore, actually it is a internationally renowned institute. I think IISc Bangalore is ranking around 20 internationally. So it is a well-renowned institute. So while if a student is getting into IISc Bangalore, definitely he'll become a renowned person in the field of scientist or in the industrial field also. So he can become a scientist or become a industrialist like that. So there are so many institutes like this, Indian Institute of Science, Bangalore, offering research in India, except the apart from IITs and NITs. Then IISER, it is situated in Mohali as well as Pune. In South India, it is also situated in Thiruvananthapuram. So these institutes also offer PhD degree program. And these institutes also offer even BSc degree program and MSc degree program. After completing +2, they will conduct a entrance examination at IISER, all these IISER institutes. If the student get through the entrance examination conducted by IISER, they will be admitted into integrated degree program, which encompasses both BSc and MSc. After completing MSc, they can pursue PhD in the same institute itself. Throughout the degree, BSc and MSc, you will be availed, they will give you scholarship. So once a student enters into IISER, financially, he gets a scholarship as well as other opportunities getting into this research program. So IISER, apart from IISER, IMSc in Tamil Nadu, there is an institute called Institute of Mathematical Sciences in Chennai, which is also offering PhD program. But there we can enter into this course after completing after completing MSc and other JRF or NET examination only. And other institutes like IOP, Institute of Physics, Bhubaneswar, Institute for Plasma Research, Gandhinagar, IUCAA, Inter-University Center for Astronomy and Astrophysics, Pune, and there are so many institutes. NICER is another institute which is offering very high research in the field of physics, which is called National Institute of Science Education and Research, which is situated in Bhubaneswar, Orissa. And Physical Research Laboratory is present in Ahmedabad. There they offer theoretical physics and astrophysics. Then RRCAT, Raja Ramana Center for Advanced Technology, Indore, which offers lasers and their applications, especially. And RRI, Raman Research Institute, Bangalore, which is associated with the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, TFR in Bangalore. And there are so many other institutes. And this BECC, which is present in Variable Energy Cyclotron Center, Kolkata, which is mainly focusing on accelerator physics and condensed matter physics. So next slide, sir. Next slide. Next slide, sir.
Next one.
Yes, sir. Next slide, sir. Next.
This one?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, sir.
So this is the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, which is present in Bangalore, And once yes, a student enters into a research degree in this TAFR, so this institute offers lot of facilities. Very sophisticated research instruments are available. They can freely handle the research instruments, costly instruments, and learn and experience the real research in such an institute. So they carry out basic research as well as applied research, especially this TAFR, which is offering research in application-oriented subjects like solar cell applications and energy physics also. So next slide, sir. So this Indian Association for the Cultivation of Sciences situated in Calcutta. So next slide, sir. So it's Dr. Sir C.V. Raman, who is a Nobel laureate from Tamil Nadu. He has worked at this institute during 1907 to 1933, and he has he has presented his research only from this institute. So the Raman effect was discovered, and he has discovered his Raman effect from this institute only. So it is a well-renowned institute, and this institute also offers research degree in physics. So next slide, sir. And these are some of the institutes offering theoretical physics. So the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, etc., IISc Bangalore, all. So those institutes are offering research degree experimentally. They are experimental research. But some institutes, especially theoretical physics in Madras University, offers theoretical physics as a research subject. So actually there is a difference between experimental physics and theoretical physics. So experimental physics, the application principles are, the basic principles of physics is applied for doing application studies. But in theoretical physics, it focuses to understand and analyze the basic principles of physics. So this, especially the Saka Institute of Nuclear Physics, Kolkata, is offering PhD degree in nuclear physics as a theoretical course, physics course. And there are other institutes like Mathematical Science, Chennai, IMSC, Institute of Mathematical Science, Chennai is also offering this type of course. A professor working in this Institute of IMSC, Institute of Mathematical Science, has been selected as the national chairperson for conducting this research, especially about neutrino. So he is the chairperson, and around 800 crores of rupees has been allotted for conducting neutrino studies in India. So it is a very large institute and very sophisticated institute, and they are conducting very sophisticated research in the fields of neutrino science, etc. So it is available in Chennai. So to enter into this institute, they conduct an entrance test. If a student has got JRF, the JRF will be considered, and he has also get through the entrance test conducted by the Institute of Mathematical Science. Then Institute of Bhubaneswar, Harish Chandra Research Institute, etc. also conducting this theoretical physics course for the research degree. So next slide, sir. So what are the opportunities at universities? There are universities in the states of Tamil Nadu and other states. They also offer PhD degree with stipend. If a student gets this fellowship, it is varying between an amount of 18,000 rupees to 25,000 rupees per month. And above this 25,000 or 18,000 rupees per month, annual contingency also will be given for the student for making or purchasing books and other things, experimental research materials. So it is called contingency amount. If a student is conducting experimental research, then the contingency will be about 1 lakh rupees per year. And for textbooks, it is given about 25,000 rupees per year. So once a student enters into a university and gets a stipend, he can complete his research degree, whether it is a theoretical one or experimental one. So the scholarship will be sufficient for his stay and other things. So the universities have their own selection criteria and entrance followed by an interview. So each university has a different norms of selection. So they never follow same rules and regulations. So therefore, while joining into a particular university, the student has to approach the particular university registrar and he has to get admission according to the rules of that particular university. Next slide, sir. So
This one?
doing, yes sir, doing your PhD abroad. So after, suppose a student is willing to doing the research in the abroad, what are all the opportunities? So when we go to the other countries like USA or UK, particularly the European countries, the student has to get through an examination called GRE, Graduate Record Examinations. It is mainly focusing on analytical writing, quantitative reasoning, and verbal reasoning. And they take the student or they consider the research project completed by the student during the MSc course also. So GRE has to get through GRE, and a special consideration will be given for the particular project work completed by the student during his MSc course. And another important thing is he has to get through TOEFL, that is test of English as a foreign language. And once the student gets pass this TOEFL, it is accepted over 115 countries all over the world. So you can go anywhere throughout the world. So GRE is compulsory, particularly in the UK, that is United Kingdom, that is as well as Germany, France, etc. So those European countries make the admissions based on the GRE as well as TOEFL. Now, when a student enters into such universities in the abroad, they get scholarship which will be sufficient for their studies and they stay in the abroad. So after getting the PhD degree, they can offer job in the same institutions or other research institutions in the countries which is studying in the PhD degree. So now universities offer tuition waiver or tuition waiver plus stipend in the foreign countries. So but if a student does not get a stipend, if he is unable to get a stipend, then he has to spend from his own pocket. It will be very difficult to sustain in foreign countries because the expense will be very large. Therefore, if a student is interested in studying PhD degree in abroad, it is possible only if he gets a scholarship or stipend from that particular institution. Next slide, sir. So especially in USA, the selection criteria for admitting into PhD degree is you should appear for GRE and TOEFL examination. Then based on your score, you will be selected for the particular university. So based on the merit and availability of seat, they will give admission as well as scholarship or fellowship will be given to the particular students. Then in UK, a student should have cleared the IELTS exams, which is very similar to the GRE and TOEFL. Then apply directly to the professors with your CV and interests. So having some research experience will be good weightage. That is, if he has completed any project work during his MSc course, that will be helpful to get admission into UK. Then to do PhD in Germany, there is no entrance test at all. But he has to have research experience and must arrange to send recommendation letters from 2 professors. So research experience is a must to enter into a PhD degree in Germany because they don't conduct any entrance test. Based on the research experience, they will conduct an interview through online, and from the interview performance, they will give you admission. So next slide, sir. So far, I have explained what are all the different type of research fields in physics and different institutes in India and other countries. Now, what a student can do after PhD? So in India, colleges, universities or IITs offer teaching positions like assistant professor or scientist based on the seats available every year. So the vacancy positions in IITs as well as other universities will be filled up for the post of assistant professor or associate professor. So such posts can be availed by the research scholar after completing PhD degree. So teaching is a main field where he can get the job opportunity. Then research institutes like PRL, Physical Research Laboratory, Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, etc., or ISRO, they offer scientist post. So after completing PhD, you will be appointed as a scientist C or D or E, depending upon the performance of the particular scientist. So Bhabha Atomic Research Center is conducting an entrance examination for the MSc students every year. If that entrance examination is passed by the student, he will be admitted into PhD program. After completing PhD program, he will be absorbed as a scientist. So he will not go for seeking job in any other institute. So it is the only institute the particular student is offered with post and research opportunity. A few industrial research centers like Hindustan Unilever Limited offer the scientist post in the R&D department, research and development department. And in foreign countries like Singapore, Malaysia and other countries, the mobile companies are also offering this research centers or research centers present in those industrial industries offer R&D posts for the students who have completed PhD degree in physics. So from the academic platform, they have so many opportunities in the research institutes as well as colleges or universities after completing PhD degree. So in abroad, universities teaching and research, it is an academic job, as well as they are also offering scientist post in industrial centers. For example, IBM, Xerox, Bell Labs, these are all very big companies, multinational companies. They offer very high positions for the students who have completed PhD degree in physics. So apart from this, after completing PhD degree, they can go for postdoctoral positions, especially from Tamil Nadu. After studying PhD degree, most students are going to Japan for postdoctoral positions, Switzerland, Germany, etc. If a student goes to a postdoctoral position, even in Taiwan or China, he is getting a salary of around 5 lakhs rupees per month. So this postdoctoral position will be offered for 3 years minimum in any country. If it is Switzerland or Germany or any other country, particularly that postdoctoral position will be offered for 3 years. So within that 3 years, if the performance of the postdoctoral position student is good, he will be offered with a job in that particular institute itself. So there is a job opportunity as well as earning, very good earning possible after getting postdoctoral positions. Even from our government arts college Tirunelveli, one of the student is working, his name is Mohan, Dr. Mohan, who is working in Taiwan. Another student, his name is Murali, has completed his PhD degree in nanotechnology in the Government Arts College, Tiruvannamalai. Now he is having a postdoctoral position in Japan. So there are so many opportunities of postdoctoral position after completing PhD degree in physics, especially in the nano field and crystal growth, thin films, and solar energy applications. Then they can also go to the teaching position in various universities and colleges. So next slide, sir. So next slide, sir. Where does a physicist work? So, but especially which I have explained, we can work as a scientist in research institutes and assistant professor or professor in state and central universities, and as a scientist in applied research centers like BARC, ISRO, CSR labs, etc. And in abroad, universities and research institutes offer this professor post as well as research associates in such universities. So for scientists as well as professors, so the PhD degree is a compulsory one. So next slide, sir. So far, so I have given examples and the institutes where.
Sorry to interrupt you. We have 10 minutes only, sir. So you can cover it within 10 minutes.
Yes, sir. We are at the end of the session, sir. Only I take another 2 or 3 minutes. So the most of the job opportunities available for physics is only in research institutions as well as academic institutions. So apart from this, if a student completes a BSc degree in physics, that is a BSc graduate in physics, he is eligible for appearing all the government examinations, especially TNPSC, Staff Selection Commission, etc. So he can avail such jobs and posts available for the qualification of BSc degree. So for example, if a student prefers go to a government job after completing BSc Physics, so particularly for a government job is most valued because of its social status, job security, and for making their necessary pay and other requirements. So getting a government job is not a difficult process. So once a student is interested for entering into a government job, he has to seek all the opportunities available for that particular job. So next slide, sir. So some students think it is a difficult task to get a government job in any institution, but really it is not tough. It is very simple. That proper training is required to get into a government job. So without getting a proper training, if a person tries himself and he appears or studies some competitive exam books and appear for that examinations, that will be very difficult to get a job. But if a person joins a proper coaching center and gets a proper coaching, the success percentage will be huge. So getting a government job is not a difficult one. It is easy one if we approach it in the proper way. Next slide, sir. So in TNPSC, particularly in Tamil Nadu government services, there are Group 1 services, Group 2 services, Group 2A, Group 4, VAO, specialist services like Group 7, etc. Particularly in the central government services, there are Staff Selection Commission offering for various jobs. And a student who has completed PhD degree in physics also eligible for appearing civil services examination. So when a person is interested in doing civil services examination or getting through civil services examination, he has to make a great contribution and work hard. Then only it will be easier to get into or pass through the particular examination like IPS, IAS. All these posts come under the civil services examinations, about more than 25 to 26 degrees. So when a student appears for staff selection examination or staff selection commission exams, so it is being conducted in two types: combined graduate level, that is CGL level, and combined higher secondary level. So after completing PhD degree, he is eligible for appearing in combined graduate level post. And if a student is aspiring for civil services, there are 25 services like IFS, IAS, IPS, IRS, etc. It is also possible if he is joining in a proper coaching center and make a hard work, he will get a post like IFS, IAS after completing this civil service exams. That means all the government jobs are applicable for the students who has completed PhD degree in physics. So he can avail any job. He is eligible for appearing any post being conducted by TNPSC as well as Staff Selection Commission and Civil Services Examination. Thank you, sir. So shall we conclude this session, sir?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you, all the participants.
Thank you, sir. Very nice, wonderful, enlightening session about the physics. Actually, you brought about all this, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sir, there is a after BSc Physics, there is a one course in Chromepet, no, where our Dr. Abdul Kalam, President ex-President, she done no, BTech aeronautical. Still, it is the course is there, sir. 3-year BTech course.
So it is now. It is not. They are not conducting like that, sir. Actually, now they admit after +2 itself, sir.
Oh, earlier
So
it was
after
after BSc they can do 3-year. Now after +2, isn't it, sir?
Yes, sir. After +2, just like BE degree course.
Okay, how many years, sir? 4-year now?
4 years, sir. 4 years. After completing +2, 4 years.
Okay, actually it is connected to NIT or Anna University, sir. It's a separate body, that institute.
MIT is Anna University, sir.
Oh, it is linked to the Anna University.
Anna University, Chromepet campus.
Okay, sir. Okay.
So Anna University has three campuses: CEG Gindi, MIT, and Taramani.
Okay, sir. Sir, earlier itself it was in Anna University, sir. Like a 3 years course at that time, during that time also.
Not in Anna University, sir. Only in MIT it was conducted.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Any other doubts, sir?
Yeah, participant, you can ask any questions to the Dr. Balaksan, sir. Sir, I think there is no question.
Okay,
So,
then okay, sir. Let us conclude the session, sir.
sir, how about just I want to know recently they had in Germany they found God particles. No, sir. There is a lab. They found God particles. There is research they are doing, sir, in German about God
Yes,
particles.
Yes, that lab is situated in Switzerland, actually. CERN,
Yeah.
CERN.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So actually, which domain, which platform it's coming, sir? It is coming under quantum, or it's coming under some other nanotechnology, or which under the which headings it's coming, sir? The research.
Actually, high energy particle physics laboratory, sir. It is called high energy particle physics.
Okay.
So that really concentrates on high energy particle physics.
It is coming under the quantum, sir. Under quantum physics, sir.
Yes, sir. Quantum physics only, sir. Quantum and nuclear.
Nuclear physics. Okay.
Sir.
Fine, sir.
Actually, they are studying the fundamental particles.
Yes,
like-
sir.
A new type of possibility of finding new type of fundamental particles. Higgs boson is also a particular fundamental particle, which is actually the scientists propose that the mass of objects or mass of particles are created by Higgs boson. For example, photon is a light particle. Light energy is composed of photons, which carries only energy. It doesn't have any mass, zero mass. Photons have zero rest mass. And neutrons and protons make nuclei, and they have also mass as well as energy. Similarly, Higgs boson has mass. It creates mass. It is in the form of mass. So mass of the objects are created only by the Higgs bosons.
Okay.
That is why it is called as God particle, because matter is created out of Higgs boson.
Okay, sir. Okay, got it.
Thank you, Balakrishnan sir. You have a bunch of knowledge. Thanks for wonderful session, sir. Thank you, sir.
Indu sir, can you give the vote of thanks?
Sure, sir. சார்
please.
உண்மையாலுமே வண்டர்ஃபுல் செஷன் சார். பிகாஸ் பிசிக்ஸ் அப்படின்னே பாத்தீங்கன்னா நான் வந்து 12th முடிக்கும் போது ஒரு 2-3 ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ் தான் வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா பிஎஸ்சி பிசிக்ஸ் அப்படிங்கறது எடுக்கணும்னு தாட் இருந்துச்சு சார். பட் ஆனா அவங்க வந்து அதை எடுக்கல. பிகாஸ் அவங்களுக்கு வந்து என்ன ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டிஸ் இருக்கு அப்படிங்கிறது தெரியல. அண்ட் பேசிக்கா பாத்தீங்கன்னா பிசிக்ஸ் அப்படின்னாவே எம்எஸ்சி முடிச்சதுக்கு அப்புறம் தென் காலேஜுக்கு ஸ்டாஃபா போலாம், இல்ல ஸ்கூலுக்கு ஸ்டாஃபா வரலாம் அப்படிங்கிற ஒரு மென்டாலிட்டி தான் அவங்களுக்கு இருந்துச்சு சார். ஸோ அதனாலேயே வந்து பாத்தீங்க அப்படின்னா இந்த மாதிரி பிஎஸ்சி கெமிஸ்ட்ரி, பிஎஸ்சி பிசிக்ஸ் இந்த மாதிரி சப்ஜெக்ட்ஸுக்கு போறக்கே கொஞ்சம் யோசிச்சாங்க. அதே மாதிரி மோஸ்ட்லி இன்ஜினியரிங் சைடு தான் சார் வர பார்த்தாங்க. ஸோ இது வந்து ஒரு ஐ ஓப்பனிங் செஷனே சொல்லலாம் சார். பிகாஸ் மோஸ்ட்லி இந்த ஸ்டூடெண்ட்ஸ்க்கு வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா நீங்க சொன்ன கோர்சஸ் எல்லாம் எப்படி இருக்கு அண்ட் எம்எஸ்சில என்னென்ன டிஃப்ரெண்ட் டைப்ஸ் ஆஃப் ஃபீல்ட்ஸ் எல்லாம் இருக்கு, அந்த ஐடியாஸ் எல்லாமே வந்து இந்த செஷன்ல அவ்வளவு கிளியரா கொடுத்துருக்கீங்க சார். இட்ஸ் கம்ப்ளீட் செட்டா இருக்கு. பிஹெச்டி என்ன பண்ணலாம், thank you for this wonderful session, sir. It was really amazing. And இதை தொடர்ந்து நாளைக்கு மீண்டும் ஒரு செஷனில் சந்திக்கலாம். அனைவருக்கும் நன்றி, வணக்கம். Thank you, sir. Thank you for this wonderful session, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Balakrishnan sir. Thank you from Tamil Nadu Career Council Association.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.